What's going on, everybody? It is Dr. Jamar Montgomery of drjamarmontgomery.com here with just a random address today. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today, and if you didn't know, um, there's a bunch of ships sailing out in the Mediterranean. Uh, our favorite ally has struck Iran, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. What's going on? What's going on, Mo? Um, so yeah, I'm just here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Uh, it's been very interesting. This political cycle has been very interesting. Given that I feel like there are people around the world are taking advantage of the fact of America being so divided, and particularly we are divided because we all have dreams of what the new administration is going to do. We all have dreams of what the new administration is going to do. Mo said that today's news cycle has been very quiet. It's been quiet, but it's been things that have happened over the weekend. Um, they have us focused. It's crazy. They have us focused on what's going on here with the elections because the elections are important. But there's so much that's going on outside of the world, going outside in the world right now. What's going on, all gang? So much going on in the world right now. So let's think about it. Let's look at what we have. UK and Egypt issue alerts for Iran and Lebanon airspace as risk of military conflicts rise. Um, let's see. Um, let's see. Saudi Arabia calls take position on land. Oh, Israel was the ICC said that Benjamin Netanyahu and Benny Gantz, or I think that's the guy, but his defense minister, are guilty of war crimes. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Mo said, seems like Kamala needs to have a concert to draw crowds. You know what's interesting about that is that everybody wanted to be mad at Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not mad at Megan Thee Stallion. That's a check, right? And who's not going to take the opportunity to perform at a presidential rally, right? Why are we expecting from Megan Thee Stallion to be um, this erudite political thinker? She is a master twerker, a master twerker with a bachelor's degree in business, right? So, what does Megan Thee Stallion represent? Megan Thee Stallion represents much of black culture and pop culture, and you know, if that's what they tell us the culture is, then I really don't want to. I really don't want any parts of it. Um, Sammy Delgado said Donald Trump took out Epstein. That's why they tried to take him out. That's interesting. That's funny. Um, yeah, I I'm not mad at Megan Thee Stallion. I'm mad at Kamala Harris. I'm mad at Kamala Harris, and I have a lot of critiques of Kamala Harris. You know, I also have critiques of President Trump as well. It's funny that he's talking about how Tim Walz is going to allow felons to vote, all while President Trump is a convicted felon himself. Um, it's just interesting, right? It's very interesting that the hypocrisy that we see on both sides of the spectrum. And Kamala's done some hypocritical things. President Trump has done some hypocritical things. But once again, what people are doing is they're making decisions on what they hope and wish for the administration to do. Uh, Under a Kamala Harris administration, some of my colleagues are looking forward to a more quote unquote liberal, quote unquote more liberal policies when it comes to criminal justice and reform. Um, Smithingdale said, "Just join. What are we discussing? Just we're discussing randomness. What's going on, Aim Shapiro? What's going on, everybody? Um, very interesting, very interesting. Once again, my thoughts have been all over the place because it was like I wanted to make sure that I got on live and talked. So anybody that's willing to come up and give their thoughts, please please join. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking about just random stuff that's going on in the world, random things that are going on in politics. I'm not mad at Megan Thee Stallion. I'm mad at Kamala Harris. President Trump is talking about Tim Walz uh, giving felons the right to vote, all while President Trump is a felon himself. Um, let's see, what do we have here? Um, all the stuff in the world has been talking about Israel. Um, what's going on with the U.S.? Let's see. What other information do we have? Thank you so much for the follow. Let's see what we have. They're scrutinizing Tim Walz's military record. There's a tropical storm. JD Vance ran up on Kamala Harris. That's pretty gangster. Um, we got tornadoes. We got the Young Thug trial. We got all that's going on in the news right now. But it has been somewhat of a quiet news cycle, and that's the reason why you have to. That's the reason why you have to look at international news as well, and not just the United States media, because a lot of it has been narrowed down to keep our attention in a certain place. Hey, Aim Shapiro, appreciate you. Chuck Diesel, thank you for the likes. Appreciate y'all. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Let's look at what's going on in the news. What are some news? Let's go to the BBC. Anti-racism protester after a week of rallies. Bangladesh, their president got ran out of the country. It's a lot of stuff going on in the world. We're waiting on the Starliner to come back from the International Space Station. Yeah, the UK is out of control. UK is definitely out of control. Um, let's see. Cori Bush. Let's talk about Cori Bush. Cori Bush just lost her primary because she lost to Wesley Bell, who was a Republican strategist at one point in time, but he was funded by AIPAC. AIPAC, for those of you who do not know, is the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. They're a very powerful group, and they're associated with a number of different groups, fundraising and super PACs. Oh, thanks, Ames, for the rose. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Uh, she was just ousted, right? So she lost the primary, which means that she was a Democratic candidate that got outspent and outorganized. Yep. Corey and Jamal gone. Who's next from the squad? I don't think anybody else is from the squad is going to be gone. I really don't. The reason why is because AOC seems to have her constituency on lock, but we will see. Rashida Tlaib, her folks has been standing on business, and she's got a very strong constituency and base, a Palestinian base and constituency where she's at. So she ran unopposed. That's the cold part. Um, Jamal Bowman's out. Corey's out. There's another sister in the that's part of the squad. One of the things that they have gotten in trouble about is Corey Bush did not have an effective ground game, as well as um, Corey Bush made a lot of their stances on Israel and Palestine. And when you are a U.S. representative, when you are U.S. representative, you have to represent the interest and the issues of your constituency. So whatever is important to them, that's what you have to represent, and that's what you need to speak to. And when you don't speak to that, then you get in trouble. Diametrically opposed said, I think Corey and Jamal's anti-Semitic rhetoric bit them in the ass. You know what? I don't know if the rhetoric was anti-Semitic, but I know that AIPAC definitely didn't appreciate it. I know that for sure. I'm very uh, cautious and skeptical whenever somebody says that something is something is anti-Semitic, because the definition always changes, and it's always some of this mental gymnastics that go on with it, right? So I'm against racism. I'm against discrimination, but some of the stuff that is seen as anti-Semitic is just is wild. But yeah, AIPAC definitely crushed them, and it's because AIPAC, the one thing, anytime that you start talking about making sure limiting funding to Israel or criticizing Israel, like, you get in trouble. And I think that's a major problem with United States politics, is that much of it is controlled by financial interests that are outside of this country, and that's a problem. When we talk about foreign interference, what do you talk that foreign interference? APAC literally is the definition of foreign interference. You have a special interest group that makes sure that a foreign country gets resources and decides who is going to be your representatives. I think that's a problem. Hey, Miss Debbie B. Hey, Hope Dion. What's going on? But yeah, I yep. He said, if the Jews say that it's anti-Semitic, then that's law and politics. That's the crazy part about it. And so many, that's the thing when you get into politics, is that you recognize that there are third rails, right? There are third rails, and getting on the saying anything about Jewish people or Israel is a third rail for politics. But I think that something actually needs to be said, and it's just interesting when you watch the Democratic Party, um, when you watch any party allow themselves to be controlled by a foreign entity, or entity that has that has foreign interests at heart. Hope Dion said nothing going on but the rent. Hey, rent, mortgage. Hope all of that. Rent, mortgage, health insurance, gasoline, all that's going on. But yeah, um, people are losing their minds behind this election. It's like they'll make so many judgment calls on your character and what you believe in and all that when um, when they talk about you. When they talk about you, I'm gonna make a video on this a little later, but EYL, the brothers from EYL, asked Don Peoples, who is I believe Don Peoples is a billionaire. If he's not a billionaire, then he's very close to it. But he's a very well known real estate developer. He's a very well known real estate developer in New York who knows Donald Trump. And EYL, they asked him, do you think that Donald Trump is racist? And Don Peoples said, I don't think that Donald Trump's any more racist than Joe Biden. Right? Point blank. Point blank. I don't think that Donald Trump is any more racist than Joe Biden. And Joe Biden was in control of the 1994 crime bill, um, and some other legislation that led to mass incarceration of black folks. And it's it's crazy. It is crazy how so many of us get focused on whether or not Donald Trump is a racist when we live in America, as if we don't experience racism. And to think that Donald Trump is more racist than Joe Biden is very interesting to me. A lot of people point to the fact of the Central Park Five and how Donald Trump was calling for the death penalty in a situation. Unfortunately, in the Central Park Five, even though those gentlemen were end up later found innocent, at the time they were found guilty. Um, and so just think about in situations where if you have trust in the justice system or in the court system and somebody is found guilty, right, how you're going to talk about them. Look at Donald Trump. Look at Donald Trump and how, um, he's been a convicted felon and how people are talking about him. So that's just something to keep in mind. Hope Dion said, I don't know much about politics, but you break it down and simplify it. Oh, most def. I appreciate that. Hopefully, you guys, if you're on watching me on Instagram, that you join my office hours. If you're joining me on YouTube, that you subscribe and hit your notifications. If you're on TikTok, like Aim Shapiro is, that you become a subscriber as well. Hope Dion said it's his base that goes crazy. Kamala Harris's base is going crazy. You know what's crazy is that the how Trump brought out the angry white men. Kamala Harris is bringing out the angry black women, angry black people in general. And that's the thing. Like that is considered a racist trope of the angry black woman, right? The angry black woman, and I don't think that it's we have to be very careful about what we demonize and vilify because we can be so blind that we don't see it in ourselves, that we don't see that we have the same capacity to act in the same ugly kind of way. And we think that, well, the other side did it, so I should be able to do it. Well, if you're going to condemn what the other side did and you're going to do it, that makes you no better, right? It makes you no better. So it's just very interesting. It is very interesting. The whole politics game, the whole people breaking up relationships because of who they're voting for. Like, I had people like ready to cuss me out because they're like, "Oh, how can you vote for Trump?" Like, I'm not fully set on voting for Trump, but I'm definitely leaning in that direction. Noble Savage says, "I'm going to be more successful and be the reason we got fly stuff first." That's funny. Hope Dion said, I'm in Northern VA and folks felt entitled to get in front of me and my kids at lines and stores, amongst other types of entitled venomous behavior. That's unfortunate. Um, but Northern VA definitely has a reputation. Definitely has a reputation. That's the crazy part is that Virginia was considered the South. Even though as far north as it was still considered the South. I hate that that happened to you though. Um, and it's funny when people feel like they have a numerical advantage or a financial advantage or economic advantage. So the one thing that this country rewards hard work, it rewards ruthlessness, it rewards people who are unapologetic, uh, but we also in some way value fairness. The problem with fairness is that even if the game is unfair, nobody feels bad for the loser. So for us as black folks, as people who may consider themselves underrepresented, under resourced, disenfranchised, the one thing that we need to be so focused on is building up ourselves economically and financially because that's the only thing that the country that's the only thing the country really respects is power, power and violence. Or really it only respects power, and that could be in the form of money or violence. Country only respects power. Hence 50 Cent's show, Power. Can you make things move? Can you control your own destiny? Can you make the lives and destinies of those around you and those associated with you better? Those are real questions. And it's one of the reasons why business owners and entrepreneurs are so highly respected in America. And I didn't realize it until I started getting more involved with entrepreneurship and more involved with business owners. And then to have uh, to be friends with ultra high net worth individuals and being taught the money game. And it's like, in order to be ultra high net worth, you just need to have a net worth of $30 million. Somebody that's got a net worth of $30 million can basically move around the same way that a billionaire does. Same way. Now, will the billionaire have the yacht? The billionaire will own the yacht. The ultra high net worth individual will be able to rent that same yacht, right? They'll be able to rent that same yacht. Oh, okay. The yachts. Oh, I gotta pay um, half a million to rent it for a week, or half a million to rent it for 4 days. Okay, cool. Thing about having a net worth of $30 million. Um, the reason why they say that is at $30 million, at a net worth of $30 million, meaning you got a pot. If you're making 12%, let's say 10%, 10% off of that 30 million, that means that you're making $3 million off of that 30, right? That means that that 3 million is what's paying for the rest of your lifestyle. Now imagine being worth $30 million, making 10% off of that $30 million. So that means that you're bringing in $3 million a year of just straight income, of just straight income, and you living in a house that's worth $1.5 million. What's the payment on a house of $1.5 million? That's $1.5 million. And today's interest rate's probably around 9,000 a month, right? Oh, thank you, Twist Me Over. I appreciate it. 9,000 a month, so that puts you at about 108,000 a year. Let's say you got a Porsche. You got a Porsche. Um, that's gonna run you probably another 3-4 grand a month, depending on what kind of what Porsche you got. If you live below your means, there's a whole lot that you can do. And then when you decide that you want to splurge, you can go and splurge. So ultra high net worth individuals are people that got $30 million. When they start teaching you about how money works and how you're supposed to move around, and how your network really builds you up, and how if you build genuine friendships with people, they'll want to be able to do business with you. I got asked, what do you appreciate? I appreciate. What do I appreciate? I appreciate peace. Shoot, I was gonna ask you for a dollar. You asked me, say, let me borrow a dollar, please. I was gonna ask you for a dollar. Um, you learn how to play the money game, and then you realize that money is built. Money is literally built, and you have to be so focused on building your money up, because money gives you access. Money gives you helps gives you independence, and you're trying to get independence of your time, freedom of your time. You never really retire, you just get more control over your time. Um, but what do I appreciate? I appreciate freedom, autonomy, peace. Yeah. And in order to get those things, you often have to go through a lot of chaos. You have to go through a lot of chaos, have to go through a lot of pain. Which is why entrepreneurs are looked at with such high regard in this country, and business owners are such high regard because they have that freedom. Sometimes they have that autonomy, and they've had to go through a lot of things in order to get their business to where it's at. So it's a challenge. Definitely is a challenge. But Hope Dion, you're right. Peace is definitely priceless. You can put a price on it. You can put a price on it. You can put a price on it. You can definitely put a price on peace, though. What kind of peace do you want? Peace where you're waking up in a comfortable bed and the thermostat's where you like it? Do you want peace where when you wake up out of bed you're looking at the ocean? Right? You could there's a cost to that. So yeah, um, everybody arguing. You know, the crazy part about politics is that politics is personal to the politicians, and we allow those personal feelings of those politicians to influence how we deal with the people around us. Like, of course, it's gonna be personal to Donald Trump. It's he's got millions and billions on the line. Of course, it's going to be personal to Kamala Harris. It's millions and billions on the line. Um, it's their job, it's their livelihood that's on the line. So think about how you would feel if your job was threatened. If somebody else winning meant that you didn't have a job. For us as everyday people, we shouldn't be we shouldn't be fighting and arguing like that. We should be getting on our government about making sure that we get what we're supposed to get. But yeah, been an interesting day. It's been an interesting week. Like I said, this live was called randomness because I'm talking, thinking about the things that's been on my mind, getting these things out. Let's see. Thank you y'all for the likes. I appreciate it. Sis Lady Donna, appreciate you for always showing up. Um, let's see. Let's see. What questions y'all got? What questions y'all got for me? What questions? Let me ask you this. I haven't done too much content on crypto lately. Um, I actually need to purchase more crypto. Golly, man. It's like trying to get your life together. It's strenuous. Strenuous. Very strenuous. Very challenging. Very challenging. Um, if you're a subscriber, I'm going to be giving you guys my picks that I'm choosing. Um, yeah. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to be thankful for. Um, oh shoot. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I need to get some more H bar. As a matter of fact, it's at 5 cents. It was at 8 cents not too long ago. 1 month. The highest, yep. Yep. Um yeah, 15 cents. That was a good day. But yeah. Yeah. I guess how long have I been on? I've been on almost 30 minutes. Try to make sure I'm on for 30 minutes. But yeah, talk to me, y'all. What's happening with y'all? Talk to me. What do you think about the fake candidacy of Kamala? I think that it's unfortunate that she didn't have to go through a primary. Um, that she didn't go through a primary process where people got to the Democratic Party, the members, the constituencies of the Democratic Party didn't get to choose who they wanted to be their candidate. And so now the delegates are going through and deciding who who they want. Um, it's crazy when somebody says, "Oh, they're a threat. The Republicans are a threat to democracy." Yet the Democrats right now are literally circumventing democratic processes out of urgency because you think that democracy is ending. But okay, I think that's I think that's foolishness. I think that's foolishness. I think that's foolishness. What else? Throw them at me. Throw them at me. Let's see who we got on right now. Hope Dion, what's up? Talk to me. You just sitting over there listening to me? What's happening? What y'all got? What y'all got for me? What y'all got for me? Mm, what y'all got for me? Let's see. How can they get away with making up their rules along the way? They can get away with it um, because nobody's really challenging them on it. I'm cutting stems on my flowers I got from the farmer's market. That's a beautiful thing. What's up beyond the headlines? How can they get away with making up their own rules along the way? You know, that's a good question. I'd have to go dive into that. This is one of the reasons why I encourage people to be part of my subscribers because I literally questions that you guys have for me, I'll go and research them. But it takes a lot of time and considerable effort for me to go and do this research to provide it to you. So I spend my time doing it, and I want to give you guys a lot of value. Um, so by becoming a subscriber, by going on Minect.com and asking me direct questions, I'll be able to. I'll You pay me, I'll answer any question that you guys have. I'll hop on a video call with you. If you guys need consults about crypto, if you need consults about politics, other things, for those that don't know me, um, started college at 11 years old, started full time at 14, graduated at 19 with my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Um, got my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering at 19. I worked for the U.S. Navy for about 5 years as a weapons systems engineer. The system that is currently shooting down drones in the Red Sea, uh, that's my system that's doing that. Um, Went to law school. I did that for about 5 years. I worked for the NAACP um, for about during that time. It was crazy as my mentor, his there's a post office named after him, John R. Hatcher III. Um, I worked for the NAACP. He was the president of the NAACP for like 28 years. Did that, went to law school. While I was in law school, participated in a bunch of social movements. Uh, Victor White III, where he was shot by uh, Louisiana sheriffs. Attorney Benjamin Crump called it Houdini handcuff suicide. Um, what else did I do? I did a bunch of stuff. Worked for the Louisiana legislature. I worked for the U.S. Attorney's Office. Um, while I was in law school, I ended up getting my MBA as well. So I have a engineering degree, a law degree, and an MBA. I've worked for defense contractors. Um, I'm an international speaker on blockchain and crypto and AI. I'm a mentor for startups. I invest in startups. Yeah. Hope Dion said I saw you on David Shannon's live and follow, so I don't know much about you. Well, I appreciate you for following me. I really appreciate that. Um, so yeah, I would have been able to say that I had 3 degrees before I was 30, but they did not give me one of my degrees. Um, they didn't give me credit for one of my classes, so I ended up having to take a class a couple of years later. But yeah, I was active duty Navy for 6 years and just got back from Louisiana. My family's from there. Where are you at? New Orleans? Living in Baton Rouge? Yeah. Since Lady Donna said, wow. Yeah, I'm a heavy guy. Oh, I forgot to say this. I ran for U.S. Senate in the 2020 elections. Um, I advised Kanye West during his presidential campaign. Was advising Donald Trump. I met with Donald Trump and Kanye back in 2022. Uh, what else? I advised Gary Chambers. I wrote like 60-70% of Gary Chambers' police reform, um, police reform platform. I've spoken during the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. What else have I done? Taught political science as well. Like I said, running for office. So yeah, I've done a lot of things. I have to like literally sit back and be thinking about all the things that I've done. But yeah, so I've been a candidate and I've helped candidates. Kanye was joking. I hope no, he was serious. Um, he was serious at the time, but um, Kanye is a complicated is a gifted and complicated individual. But yeah, um, let's see if I can find. There's an article about me, but I mean I got pictures with Kanye, video, yeah, pictures with him. That's a lot. Take credit for that third degree before 30 since you know they cheated you. Oh heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. It's all good though. It bees like that. Let's see. Will allow me. They got Fox News on right now. Teslin Figaro, she's a political activist that I like hearing from every now and then. Her style isn't, I don't necessarily like all her style all the time, but I just don't like hearing beautiful women cuss or use foul language. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Where can I go to learn more about crypto beginners? Um, send me a DM. Send me a DM, and we'll set you up with I'll set you up, get you all set up, get you all set up. I love teaching people about crypto. I was Dr. Boyce Watkins' chief crypto instructor for the Black Crypto Club. So reach out to me. Um, reach out to me for a consult, and we'll get you squared away in about an hour. As a matter of fact, I got a whole small ebook for you that will explain that thing. Billionaire Brown Knight said yes, and that class was great. I appreciate that. Thank you, Billionaire Brown Knight. I appreciate you. You said yes, and that class was great. So that you guys know that I'm not playing. You guys know that I'm serious. I want you to see the comment that his brother made. He said, "Look, that yes, and the class was great." So you see that, sis, Lady Donna, so that you know, hey, these are I got people that have followed me from that class. So I'm thankful. Billionaire Brown Nike or Nike, I guess. Hope Dion said you seem pretty grounded. How is it for you being around the phony side of politics at the galas and soirees? Um, Politics. Um, I mean, you enjoy the galas and the soirees. The real fake part of it is um, people who say that they're going to vote for you and they're not. People that will waste your time. People that will set up your demise. People that will backstab you. People that will won't honor promises. So I'll give an example. Uh, Gary Chambers. Gary Chambers. I had told Gary Chambers that I was running for U.S. Senate back in 2019. Told him I was running for U.S. Senate in 2019, and I asked him if he would. He was, and this is what he told me. He said, "Yeah, brother, we got to get you there. We're going to get you there, right?" It's like, so, all right, I got your support. I got your support and I got your endorsement. I asked him, like, man, will you post that on will you post it on social media? Oh, well, blah blah blah, him and Han and this, that, and the third. And Gary Chambers had a pretty large platform at that time. And he just wouldn't do it. Then um he ended up taking a meeting with uh, Ted James, Representative Ted James, who introduced him to Mayor Adrian Perkins, who joined in on the U.S. Senate race late in the game. He joined in the game July of 2020. Met with Adrian Perkins and wanted to broker a meeting between me and Adrian Perkins. Adrian Perkins knew exactly who I was. He had my phone number, and um, yeah, yeah. So when you have people that don't follow with their word, who will side with a party instead of on principle, like, granted, Gary Chambers has done a lot of great work, but I have a personal relationship with Gary, and what he did was like just wasn't stand up. Now, when it came for time for him to run for Congress and he needed help with his policy, I still helped him with his policy, even though that I had that experience with him, right? Because it's about the work. Um, but best believe, like, I already know what time it is. Irrational said, "Do you know anything about a trading company called Forex, and is it legit?" Forex is not a trading company. Forex, it stands for foreign exchange, and it's when people are trading currencies of different countries. So, um, Forex trading is legit. Um, some of the people that I trust are the Come Up series with Mark Monroe. He did a lot of trading. Um, but reach out to me on DM, and I'll point you in all the right resources. Um, by the way, drjamarmontgomery.com. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. A lot of people are phony. A lot of people make promises. At the end of the day, it's about going out and getting the work. And it's interesting when you really, as a politician, you really have to convince people. You really have to convince people. And the best thing that you can do is to be yourself. The best thing that you can do is to be yourself and just knock on doors and shake as many hands as possible. You wouldn't believe that some of the greatest support that I got was in Mandeville, Louisiana, which is a lot of white folks. It's a primarily white town, um, a white city. It's north of New Orleans, and they heard me speak one time, and I got like 600-700 votes from Mandeville. Right, I lived in Shreveport. I got almost as many votes in Mandeville as I got in Shreveport. So how did I do in that election? I think I got 5,000. It was either 5,845 votes or 5,845 or 5,400. Am I saying the same thing? 5,845 or 5,485. Yeah. But I will say this. Hope Dion, they went after my law license. They snatched my law license the moment I got it. When I started getting into politics, they snatched my law license, and they snatched my law license 30 days um, before the election. 30 days before the election. On top of snatching my law license 30 days before the election, it was publicized, and it's not a secret, but it's not just knowledge that anybody else would know. Um, I was on the news like within 12 or 16 hours of my law license being taken. Yeah. That's the side of the causeway my folks are from. If you heard of Bogalusa, I know about Bogalusa. I lived in Louisiana for 8 years. Lived in Louisiana for 8 years. I lived in uh, Baton Rouge for about 5, and then I bounced around between Baton Rouge and I had the ex girlfriend at the time that lived in New Orleans. So I was in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans a lot, and then I moved up to Shreveport. But yeah, let's see what we got here. Louisiana's vicious, a whole set of rules that you won't know. Oh, say that again. Say that again. Whole lot of rules that you do not know until it's too late. Oh, guess who learned that lesson? I did. Whole lot of rules, not even just laws, just rules and all of that stuff. They'll do you dirty, and they crooked. They crooked. Sometimes it be your own partner. Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you a believer in the Lord Jesus, aka Yeshua, Yeshua Hamashiach? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I sure am a believer. I sure am a believer. Yep. And thank you for asking me that. I believe Jesus Christ is Lord. He died on the cross for my sins, and what I've been trying to make sure to do is every time that I end a broadcast is I proclaim that. Which leads me to this point. Um, Hope Dion, everybody that's been joining on my lives, Billionaire, Brown Knight, thank you. Sis Lady Donna, thank you. I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys have a great evening. If you are not subscribed to me, please subscribe. If you're on Instagram, join my broadcast channel, Office Hours. Um, yeah, visit drjamarmontgomery.com. We're going to be adding some more content on there very soon. Um, yeah, appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Hope Dion said that's why it's the only state that has parishes French law. Yeah, its cousin is jury. Ms. Zazzy, you know what? I'll give you this. I'll end it off like this. Miss Jazzy J, you talked about Kamala pretty bad, but didn't hear you say nothing about Trump. There is no expectation. We don't expect President Trump to do something for us because we're black, but we do expect Kamala Harris to do things because she's black. Um, like I said, if people are voting for Kamala Harris, great. I'm glad that they're voting. I'm glad that they're voting. I just don't believe that Kamala Harris is going to be the person that represents my interests best as an entrepreneur, as somebody that's an investor, somebody that is a business owner. I don't think that she's going to represent my interests best. And honestly, I don't think that she's going to really represent the interests of black women. Um, Kamala can only do so much. Great. That's what I'm saying. She definitely can only do so much. Um, just like Obama, absolutely. So you should really think about what you're expecting for her to do. That's all I'm saying. think hard about what you expect for her to do. And Miss Jazzy J, I hope that you're donating to her. Trust me, it's not about color. Yeah, it's not about color. Try to tell folks, but I hope Miss Jazzy J, I hope that you're putting your money where your mouth is. Because if you're not donating to a candidate, anybody is better than Trump. I don't believe that. I believe Trump is the better candidate. But like I said, I'm a business owner. I'm an investor. I'm somebody that's in the crypto and blockchain space. I'm somebody that does international business. So yeah. Oh, Hope Dion, you're very welcome. Um, yep, yep. I'm getting better at making sure I put all the social media stuff together. But yeah, appreciate y'all for showing up. But yeah, anybody's better than Trump. Um, I would say that um, voting is better than not voting. If you understand what your interests are, then you can advocate for them. If you know what's going to keep you from being homeless, what's going to keep you from being hungry, and uh, so you think it's okay for Trump to run after everything that he's done? What has he done? What has he done? Do you have daughters? I do have daughters. I do have a daughter. I absolutely do. What has he done? What has he done? And I'm going to give you Miss Jazzy J. You should come on up. I'd much rather you come up than talk from the comment section. So you're more than welcome to come up. Let's see if I can add you as a guest. It's not allowing me to put you there. Kamala, you get a laugh and people twerking. Yep. So yeah, come on up. Come on up. Say your piece. Um, otherwise, don't bang in the comments. So if you're willing to come up, come on up. Otherwise, I am going to get off. Y'all have a blessed night, blessed evening. Go pray. Go spend some time with God. Go read your Bible. Jesus Christ is Lord. He has saved my life. He has changed my life. And I don't want to imagine life without him because I have had life without him. So what? You won't repeat what I said about Trump? Oh yeah, I definitely was in Cali. Cali boy, Cali, Texas, Louisiana. So what? You won't repeat what I said about Trump? What did you say about Trump? So you think it's okay to run for Trump? Anybody is better than Trump? Okay. Like I said, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come up, but it's not seeing you as a viewer that's allowing you to come up. So, Ms. Jazzy J, we'll look forward to having this conversation with you later. And I'm going to be on tomorrow, and I think somebody's going to be trying to chew me out tomorrow. So, we'll see. It's a smoke show tomorrow. But y'all be blessed. Jesus Christ is Lord. Jesus is King. Y'all be blessed. Love y'all. Have a great evening.